It is the Riot Podcast. Hello.
Friday podcast. This one is a little better. Not really. It's just because it's Friday.
It's like, wait, what did I miss?
Don't you feel like you have a slight air about us on a Friday of like, hey, we're almost done. You're almost free.
There's a levity involved that you don't have in other days.
Just a lightness to the stories.
Absolutely. Well, you're going to find out about running with a fat friend, taking a day off, BW3s and sports gambling, or is it just B-dubs? I think they technically dropped the 3. Charlie Brown hotels, donkeys, Fireflight.
Oh, yeah. All 3 of the Fireflight members join us, which you can watch. So normally if you're just a podcast listener, please take a moment to go to RadioU Riot on YouTube or our Facebook page, and you can actually watch the interview there, too, in case you ever wonder what they look like.
So you guys take time, enjoy this podcast. I just got done getting the RadioU throwback channel together for the weekend. So if you're looking for some more stuff to listen to, just know that you can go ahead and stop off. Like, we've got some side channels. I host the throwback channel.
Maybe I should guest host with you one day.
That'd be great. The stories we could tell.
I know, actually. Oh, my gosh, yeah.
The stories we could tell.
We could definitely tell.
So you guys enjoy the podcast. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Awful, terrible, horrible, pathetic. Someone grab me a thesaurus. I'm gonna need more words to describe how bad these guys are. It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
I know we're not supposed to care about these things, but I want to be one of the cool kids.
Meaning?
Well, I run alone every morning. And
now I see groups of people, though, running when I come into work.
Well, see, Nikki, there you go.
Is that it? You want
That's
a group of friends to run with?
I don't know if I do or not. I like running alone because I don't like the pressure of
the pace?
Running with other people. Yeah, because I always feel like, okay, I always feel like when someone comes running with me, oh man, I hate to just be so. They're running with their fat friend.
No,
so
why are you saying that?
When they come running with me, they're just like, well,
they could go faster, but
this isn't much of a workout.
Aww.
And the other thing is, when people are running together, they're talking, and I'm like, yeah, I think that's great. Okay.
Now, it doesn't look like that with the groups that run around. They've got like coordinated outfits. They've got lights that they're wearing. Like, it seems like a team effort.
Well, the thing that I've thought about is that, yes, when we get closer to the studio, there are people all over the place that are running.
Clubs that run in the morning.
But like when I'm out running, it's solo. Like, it's just me and I shot first, like whatever. So I was wondering, maybe sometimes I just bring my bag and come to the studio, and then I don't join a group. But I'm out running, and I'm like, hey.
Yeah, then there would be more people. That would be a good idea.
And I wouldn't feel like I'm, living in a dystopian future where everyone's dead and I'm the only person around and I have to run at night because in the daylight they come out.
Well, plus it'd be a change of scenery. Yeah. Even though it's dark, so there's not like that scenery, but change of path.
But there's a problem. It's called the BOP. That's the BO problem.
Yes.
And that is, we don't have a shower here. So
when you're done.
Like a baby or a cat, I'm taking a bath in the sink, before the show starts.
You're just splashing, you're fine.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know if that's enough.
You can get those shower sort of wipes,
I thought about that.
I'm not calling it a wet wipe, but really it is.
Well, Nikki, I saw, which band was it the other day that they tweeted that they were using dude wipes?
Yeah.
And it's basically that.
Instead of a shower.
They were saying between their show and going to their merch table, they would wipe all down with these things and then go so they didn't feel quite so filthy after their show.
Then a little bit of dry shampoo and you're ready for the day.
Perfect. So do I ever shower, or is that it?
I think that's all you have. Yeah,
okay.
That'd be it.
All right. Well, I saw today, I was driving and I was like, look at all these people like out doing their thing. That's kind of cool.
You're having fun together.
I'm worried about coyotes. But it's fine.
Well, it's just you out there. At least you'd have a friend then.
Yeah, it'd be something. So
put some lights on them.
Do you try to get them from behind, or do you go for the throat?
They try to get you from behind.
If you're looking for a peaceful start to your morning, you should look somewhere else. It's The Riot on RadioU.
If I'm going to start running around the radio studio, I, of course, am going to have to start investing in running fashion. Because right now I'm out running alone and there's no one there to see me.
No one judging the outfits.
Right. But now I have noticed that a lot of people that run in this area, they are coordinated in a way that is just like, okay, I'll wear these and this, and it'll go with my shoes, which will go with the light that I wear. And it's all
It's a set.
Yeah. I see that at the gym, too. Seriously, I see guys and girls that have got more money in their top than I have in my entire workout wardrobe. Like, they are spending money on active wear.
Yeah, but that's because you are a recycler, and so you're using some old stuff and then moving it into the workout area.
I'm drinking out of yesterday's cup right now.
So you are that way.
Not a metaphor. A true story.
Changed man with that. He reuses.
Reuse, recycle. Come on. So with my need to wander further into fashion, I may have what I need to be out there. Launching worldwide next week on August 16th, that's next Thursday, are these Hello Kitty Converse.
Well, hello.
And
I haven't had a pair of Converse in forever.
When you see these, you're going to want them.
Hello Kitty Converse.
I'm sending it to you.
Okay.
The part where it might get a little weird is that typically they make it seem like Hello Kitty is more of a girl's brand, but I'd totally wear these.
You totally wear some? Oh, those are cool. I like the black and the pink ones.
I mean, I might feel weird once I got them on, but as of right now, I feel like I could either get these or dead stock them.
You'd be fine.
Yeah, for sure.
How much are they going to be?
Nikki, they don't like to talk about prices.
Pricing? I see.
And when I say that, I mean it. They really don't talk about prices. I don't know how much they're going to cost. I'm not just covering for them.
I haven't worn Converse so in a while, and I don't recall them actually being very comfortable. Am I wrong in that? Or
yes and no. It depends on what you expect out of a shoe.
I remember the high tops, and I used to be uncomfortable.
Oh, see, I actually like them.
You did?
I did. I like a more of a flat sole. I wear what is basically an Adidas Samba. It's like one of their spin-off whatevers, but there's very little sole to that shoe.
Sure.
It's kind of a flat
no
rubber.
Depth.
Yeah, it is. I mean, obviously not for running.
Soulless.
It's soulless. Like its owner.
Evil.
Someone sucked the soul out of it.
And then it's perfect. Like the Hello Kitty that it is.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I will tell you, in the weightlifting community, Converse is a thing.
Oh, is it? Because it is so flat?
Well, with power lifters, because one of the things that you want to do is, it's really fascinating. You actually want, when you're lifting heavy weight, you'll see a lot of people even take their shoes off. Because in reality, there's nothing better than your own foot to provide support for your back and that weight than there is with a shoe, especially a really soft-heeled shoe. You don't want that. So I lift in old Puma. What were those Pumas I had forever? I don't remember the name. I lift in those, and they're a flat shoe.
Well, they said with these, since it's different designs for different versions of Converse, so like Chuck Taylor All-Star, the 70 and the 1-Star, prices will vary between the shoe.
Okay.
And that will be August 16th, so next Thursday.
Me in the gym in those Chucks with a little Hello Kitty on them.
I could be interested, but someone set a reminder, if we don't mind, so that next Thursday we look at it. But really, it is all about pricing on these things.
Nikki, I feel like it's all about pricing in every single area of my life.
It's true, and this one especially, because you're buying the brand. You're buying Hello Kitty, and you're buying two brands, which is why it's twice as expensive.
That's one of the most insightful things you've ever said. Branding is what you're paying for, and you're paying for it twice.
Two of them.
That's so true.
Dear Radio U, when I was a kid, my parents sent our dog to live on a farm in the country where he could run and play all day. I could ask them for the address if you need somewhere to send the Riot. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
So I'll tell you who else would like for you to spend some quality time. Come on down. Is the Buffalo Wild Wings.
The B-Dubs.
They want you to come on down there and play that trivia game.
Do they still do that?
Yeah. I mean, I guess
we haven't been in a while.
I never go to B-Dubs. And they built that brand new, beautiful B-Dubs right down the street from us, and I never go. And it's not that I don't like it. I never even think of it. And, okay, you know how you've got, like, money for lunch, and you're like, there's the fast food level, and then there's that next level that's right above that, and then there's a level that's even a little above that. I feel like B-Dubs, and this may show you what a cheapskate I am, but
where the levels are.
I feel like they're a tier 3 restaurant.
Well, it depends on how much you eat.
Versus a tier 2.
Yeah.
It does. But I mean, I'm going to need a lot of wings and a basket of wedges, Nikki.
We also never went because we always went to the other wing place that was a buffet at that time because pay for the basically the same amount of money. You can get as many as you want.
And multiple flavors. Plus, there's the buffet.
It was just good.
The deep fried corn nuggets.
We had a good time with that.
It was hard to say yes to B-dubs and no to Quaker steak.
Buffalo Wild Wings it's had a little bit of problems.
They have. They say that, and this is a quasi-quote from CEO Sally Smith. She says they have dwindling profits because millennials
don't want to go in.
They don't want to come in.
So basically, I think they're supposed to make smaller versions of like stops where you can go and pick up your wings, but you're not like sitting down in the restaurant.
Well, and
not like a to-go center, but like an actual place.
They think they also have another answer for you, Nikki. What if you could go into B-dubs and watch sports, order your wings, and gamble?
And gamble?
Mm-hmm. Because remember,
isn't it always a gamble at a restaurant?
Well, you're taking your life into your hands that you don't get cyclospora.
The quality.
Or whatever the heck, norovirus.
At different places.
So they have, remember there was the big hullabaloo earlier in the year about Congress and what they did with sports betting.
Yeah.
Like they deregulated it. I don't even remember exactly what they did, but now states are able to regulate sports gambling. And in, let's see, what states are they? Is it in New Jersey, Delaware, and Mississippi? They have legalized sports gambling. So in those 3 states, and it may spread to other states, they are now going to offer sports gambling at BW3. I mean, it won't be tomorrow, but This is something they're working at integrating. So you'll go into B-dubs and place a bet.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a friend of mine who he travels to Vegas a few times a year, and this is basically, I can't even remember what he calls them, but there are these places you go that are basically sports bars.
Yeah, you sit there and you bet.
He spends the whole day in those places.
I feel like this, to me, seems like taking advantage of a situation where someone who might have a gambling problem would now be inundated with it even more, when normally it might have been a little bit more of a safer zone with wings.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest gamble you had.
Well,
but I know they're just trying to do it to get money, so it's hard.
Wait, are you telling me the gambling's about money?
It is.
Are you telling me that
that in itself is taking advantage of the person?
You should always remember that casinos are nice buildings and they're built with your money.
Yeah. I don't see, unless Buffalo Wild Wings became trained or something to where your server could see the signs.
They probably will.
They're going to have to be.
Well, though, Nikki, the one thing I do want to throw in here, and I really appreciate your heart for people who have a gambling problem, but what about people that have a wing problem?
That's true.
So
you're just sitting there longer now.
Now you've got a wing problem, and you're being exposed to a potential gambling problem.
We see problems in this. We can see that there's an issue.
I see potential problems right here.
Buffalo Wild Wings nah, because they're getting more time for you to sit there, and more time means you're going to spend more money.
Look, man, this buffalo needs to get paid. We got to pay the buffalo. He ain't free. I get it.
As someone who does not gamble, then I'd be less likely to actually go in.
Oh, that's
because I wouldn't want to sit around it.
Seeing a bunch of people in the middle of the day that are day drinking, gambling on sports,
and day chicken wing eating.
I'm out.
You're listening to the worst of the riot.
Today sucks.
Radio U.
Now, Nikki,
all better, by the way. No one was breaking into the building, but our alarms were going off from someone going in a different door, so we're all good.
It comes down to this.
Yeah.
I should have told you, but I feel almost guilty about it. Is that knowing that you're training for a 5K?
You wanted me to have to do that?
Well,
that was unfair.
Over the next couple of months, as Nikki trains for her 5K, I'm going to be laying out various physical challenges, some of which I will tell you about, some of which I will not be telling you about.
Yeah.
So in this particular case, your challenge was to run upstairs and have to remember a code, placing it in, and then run back downstairs.
Mm-hmm. And I believe I successfully did that. I ran up the steps. At first, I thought it was our downstairs alarm, and I was like, oh, great, it's just right there. Then as I put that in, I was like, it's not that alarm, it's upstairs. So then I ran up there.
That's like, you just ran a relay race.
I'm done with my workout today.
You had 2 stations that you stopped at.
That was cardio.
I know. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't just cardio. It was that, quick reflex cardio.
And it's the one where you're still nervous. Like, no one's breaking in, but the alarms are still going off. And it's a big alarm.
I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but alarms are kind of designed to make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're like, I got to get to it. I got to turn it off.
And see, you're down here, you're not even out of breath.
No, I'm good.
You're totally fine.
But so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that.
Got a few other things I'm going to be doing that I will warn you, I'm not going to tell you when, but I'll just tell you it's happening.
Just be surprises.
I will have people dressed in scary costumes at various places inside your house.
Now, that's not any training for any race.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not doing a race like that. Why do I need people to jump out at me and be scary?
No, Nikki, it's not. Okay. Are you familiar with the term fartlecking?
Yeah, but I don't remember what it means.
Okay.
I know it is a term, and I hate it.
Fartlecking is a type of interval running in which
HIIT training?
I mean, it's basically intervals. So, like, you'll run for a while, and then for, 30 seconds, you'll run as hard as you can, and then you jog a little bit. And then for 30 seconds, you run as long as you can. So, here's the idea. You're just at home. Maybe it's Saturday, and you finally decided to do some laundry, and you're standing there with a bag, and you open the closet, and all of a sudden, there's scary ghost man with a knife. What happens?
I gotta run.
You have some interval training because your heart kicks in, you run, and then you slow down and you're like, Obadiah, you're so crazy.
And that's your training right there.
Yep. So,
well, I'm not okay with that one. I don't feel like I'm up for that. But this, good call on that. I feel like I really warmed up. I've got energy.
So, one day you might come in and find that you're trying to pull your car in, and I've put cars all over the parking lot in which you have to run and slide across the hood.
But I ran late that day, and so I need to run and sprint to get into the building on time.
That's exactly right.
Okay, I like these plans.
Just a few things.
I downloaded an app to train with, but I feel like I don't need that anymore if you're going to step in as coach.
Well, that app is not going to be as personalized as the service I'm going to be offering you.
Because you know my fears.
Yes.
So you can really capitalize on that.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, good. It's a good day.
I feel great about where this is headed.
I'm not so much mad about what they say. I'm mad that they think any of us want to hear it. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
So I took somebody's challenge last week, and I practiced having a complete and total day off last Saturday.
Of social media or just of doing things?
Everything. So
nice.
It was, and I liked it so much I wanted to do it again this weekend. Yeah. I mean, obviously, there are social obligations. There are things that you can't get out of. You're going to have to.
But is it more like you're planning on not having anything? If something comes up, then it's organic, but yet you don't have any other pressing things.
Well, let me give you an example. Next Saturday, I already know I've got a thing I have to volunteer at. So, I mean, it's a done deal, whatever. But the idea here would be that, on Saturday, all of the stuff that I would normally do on a Saturday that would be quote-unquote work, I'm not going to do. So then today I've got to get ready for it. Mm-hmm. But now on week 2 of this challenge, I'm beginning to understand the problem because I'm so freaking tired. And it's all right, listen, I go home tonight, and if I push and okay, whatever, for example, I realize some of you doing laundry is just taking it to mom and dropping it off.
You are not in that anymore.
I'm not. I do my own laundry like a big boy.
Hey. Good job, by the way. In case no one said you've done a good job with that.
Right. And so I do my own laundry, and I've got some cleaning that I need to do. And normally I'd be like, well, I don't want to do it today. I'll just do it on Saturday. But in order for Saturday to be obligation free, it's got to happen today. Got to put in some extra work today. So tomorrow, when I wake up, again, the idea is I'm not being weird about it, but just hey, if I want to do laundry, I can, but I don't have to.
That's a difference.
Yeah, it's something I can do, but I'm actually actively trying to have a no chore, no personal obligation kind of day to just
kind of relax and detox a bit.
Yes.
That's a great idea.
It is a great idea, but I see the difficulty of it because right now the idea of going home and I don't know.
Today's busy day.
Doing stuff to get ready for that is oh man, let's do nothing today and tomorrow. And the day after.
And every day after. And then.
But I'm going to do it. I feel like it was last weekend getting up on Saturday and being nothing.
Sure.
So I woke up, brewed coffee, grabbed a book, and I was just
this is it, guys.
Yes. So.
Well, you know what? If we can help you in any way today, get your stuff done. You just let us know.
Do you want to come by and do some laundry or
a little light cleaning?
Nothing heavy.
I would help if you needed it.
Just toilets and some dusting.
Oh, I hate cleaning toilets. hate it.
What?
I hate it.
You just put on rubber gloves, a mask, and this
Start hosing it down.
This big yellow hazmat suit and just go to work.
No, I think that'd be uncomfortable, though. If you need help with anything, still there to help.
I know that if I really needed help, you would help me.
I would.
And I appreciate that.
But I feel like you probably don't really need help there.
Not really.
That would just be passing it to the next person.
It would just be nice. I mean, it would be nice.
They're like, where's Nikki? Well, it's Friday.
So she comes over and cleans my toilets on Friday.
It sounds terrible, doesn't it?
She's got a real servant's heart.
Having a bad day? Blame the riot. Everyone else does. And in fairness, it's probably their fault. Radio U.
When I say the name Jeffrey Katzenberg, does that name sound familiar to you?
Is that Dream? The old DreamWorks guy, wasn't it? Is that still around? Or is it?
DreamWorks still around?
Or is it something else? Did it move into something else? I don't know.
I actually don't know. He was the chairman of Disney from 84 to 94. And then he's just done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so a Hollywood person.
Yeah, so he has just launched a new thing, a new startup called New TV.
NEW TV?
Now, Nikki, see if this sounds like something. No, that is a fair question. NEW.
Okay, so New TV.
New TV. So here's the deal. It has investments from everybody you can think of. Disney, Fox, Lionsgate, MGM, NBC, Viacom, Warner, all these people. Alibaba. Everybody's in on this thing. So his idea is man, TV's too long. What if we gave you small, bite-sized pieces of programming that you could watch on your phone? It's designed to be to go.
Well, yeah, that's YouTube.
Boom!
There it is.
Right there.
Thank you, Mr. Katzenberg.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, they raised $1 billion for this thing?
$1 billion.
Wow. But you're right. I mean, that's why I like YouTube. It's shorter.
Mm-hmm.
You can subscribe to channels if you need something with more length, but I don't like broadcast television, so I don't like commercials. Thank you, Radio U, for being commercial free.
That's right.
I don't like, with Netflix and stuff, you don't have commercials, but, there's a lot of brand stuff in there, and it is its own commercial.
My foot hurts after we fought that monster. Mine too, which is why I always take ibuprofen after we banish them to the
it's
upside
just
down.
Longer. So yeah, it's shorter TV. Sometimes I'm into.
Yeah, well, that's what they think they're going to get you. So these would be major brands producing YouTube length TV shows that you would then
produce shows.
Yeah. But I mean, again, YouTube does that too.
They do, but some of those can be a little longer. But we're talking more like maybe the 10 to 15 minute range.
He says, we don't consider this to be competitive with Hulu, HBO, or Netflix. This is a completely different use case. So the idea being, hey, they don't actually come out and say it, but to me, it feels like it would very much be more of a YouTube thing.
Yes.
They said they'll launch in 2019 with a premium lineup of original short-form series made of episodes that are 10 minutes each.
Honestly, though, everybody's so mad sometimes at YouTube, so if you can capitalize on that and get some people to go over there and bring their content, could be.
Again, think about it like this. So
you can't put content on there, though, unless you were with them.
Right,
so
exactly.
That's the difference. You couldn't just upload something.
So YouTube, maybe you watch a fan film or something like that. This would be something more along the lines of they would have the official, Warner Media. What if there was a 10-minute Batman show? Or, there was an Arrow show that, hey, the CW thing's happening, but this is 10 minutes of, Arrow in a different place. Or I immediately went to superheroes. My bad.
That was your only examples.
I'm trying to think of, owned things that, Fox and Sony and whoever owns.
Sure.
But, they would have, hey, here's 10 minutes of this and 10 minutes of that. Maybe.
Could be, maybe, possibly.
I will say that it's sad that we're this is 22 minutes.
It's too long.
I couldn't possibly pay attention for that long.
If it's good, it doesn't matter. The problem is a lot of writing does better when it gets a little shorter.
Nikki speaks the truth.
The Riot was this close from becoming the absolute worst morning show in radio. Yep, they can't even win at losing. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
It is the Riots on Radio U. What a great day.
I know. I'm so excited.
We get to screw around with some of our favorite people.
Yay, it's been too long.
Good morning, Fireflight.
Good morning.
Good morning, Obie and Nikki.
How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Fantastic.
Good.
It's
Been a while.
Yeah, it has. You know what, Glenn? I have to bring it back out. You're a very good-looking man.
Well, you need to give some context to that.
Well, you know,
was it from a tweet last week or something?
Yeah, I went and
Leave it there. Just leave it there and just walk away.
you just want to leave it at that? No, I saw that Glenn was doing some modeling, but Glenn, I noticed that in the photo they cut your head out.
Yeah, they don't like that part. It's just
No,
from
here's the deal. He took the pictures, so he cut his head out on purpose.
Well, you know what, Glenn? I don't like that kind of objectifying. Okay, because that
didn't feel right, did it?
It encourages us to see you as an object and not as a person, and I don't really like that.
I get that.
Yeah, but I know that's something you struggle with.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I totally get it.
Well, I want to make sure everybody realizes if you go to our RadioU Facebook page right now, you can actually watch Fireflight as you're hearing them too. So hop on if you can, or if not, we'll post it. It'll stay up there for later.
See how good looking Glenn is.
Yes, if you want to really see everybody in the group, you can do this.
That's right. Yeah, there it is. Now I recognize you.
Yeah.
Now I recognize you.
Now you look familiar.
So, guys, how is Fireflight doing? You're all in the same room. Is that normal now? Do you guys all live? You guys all live together, right?
We do. We bought a big house in Nashville.
Yeah.
And
actually, it's a small house. We just have bunk beds.
Tiny house.
It's like a tour bus, but it's just stays put the whole entire time.
We want to.
Yeah.
We just park it behind gas stations and
We're
stuff.
living at a KOA. There's one right off of Riley in
None of this
Nashville.
is true.
No, this is
None
true.
of this
Okay,
is
thank you for clarifying.
Well, there is a KOA off of Riley, but that's not where we live.
Just to clarify, that's a real campground. But
That's a real fact. That's a real fact. Yep.
so catch us up. It's probably been almost a year since we've talked to you guys. Like, what have you guys been doing for the last year? Great. All right. Excellent. Okay.
Not everybody at once.
Well, Dawn's been super busy.
Yeah. Dawn's been busy. Glenn and I have just been doing boring adult things, you know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then, Dawn, what have you been doing?
Well, I actually am working on a worship album,
Oh, nice.
like a little side thing, and so that's been really busy. We're looking at doing a fan fun very soon, actually, and releasing it soon. So
It's
I've
really
just been
good.
running around like a chicken with my head cut off.
Oh, no.
trying to do
Glenn's
all
the
that.
one that gets his head cut off.
In pictures.
Nobody else.
Like Glenn. I should have said I should have been running around like Glenn.
Yeah,
With his head cut off.
So, but also, Fireflight, we've been kind of active this year.
Yeah.
This is our second single for this year, so we've been getting together, getting in the studio, working with
Picking it
friends,
back up.
and writing and making new songs for our beloved fans to enjoy, hopefully, which is one of the main reasons why we're talking to you today.
Yes, because tomorrow, Move the Hills, which is in Logan, Ohio, you guys are getting together, and that's your first show in like a year. So that'll be your first time back together playing.
The last time we played was in Brazil.
Oh, wow.
A year ago.
Yeah.
Over a year ago. Yeah.
Been a while.
Yeah, it was hard for
So
us.
it's not
We didn't make it.
Here in Ohio, but Ohio's still pretty awesome, so we're excited to come out.
Hey.
You know what? Whatever, Brazil. They're like, everybody's so good looking, but we have Glenn, so it's cool. All right?
It'll be fine.
Don't worry about it. So you guys you also, like today, you're putting out new music as well. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah, okay, because you guys worked with Kevin from Disciple?
Yes, that's out.
Why would you do that? Who wants to work with Kevin?
He's so difficult. I mean,
know.
we had to pray about it a lot, and even during, we had to pray just to make it through. But the
I get
Holy
it.
Spirit moved and
get
impressed
it.
upon Kevin nice for just one time in his life, and then he's on the.
Yeah, well, you know what? That totally works for me. Like, I've found that, you give him candy or something, and he'll be okay.
Kevin will be good.
Yeah, he will.
You offer the lollipop, you switch out with the microphone, and he's in a good mood. So
Totally
he'll rap
works.
for you.
So talk to us a bit about what
This
to
is
expect.
Fireflight,
We're
by the
talking
way.
to Fireflight. You guys haven't played together in a year. Are you going to be playing some of the new music tomorrow, or like some of the hits? What are we going to see in this Fireflight show?
Well, first of all, you can't judge because it'll be the first time that we're playing these new songs.
Yeah, first time heard live ever. First time played live ever for
Okay.
the two brand new. So people have to come out and check this out, but don't record it in case it's terrible.
You don't want proof out there.
Well, I don't know about you, Nikki.
Awesome. Tweet it and put it on YouTube and everything that you can do.
Yeah. Well, they're really building up a lot of confidence. Like, I have very high expectations for this show.
We know Fireflight. We know it'll be amazing. It's always awesome. So they're just very humble about it. But we know it'll be a great show tomorrow.
Yeah. So
we like to set explode. That way we can just blow you right
away. Yeah. Yep. They'll be like, wow, it's the best thing ever. So that is Move the Hills, which is in, again, Logan, Ohio, tomorrow. And that's a free event for everybody.
Yeah. So if you guys want to get details on that, you can actually find them at RadioU.com. But again, it is a totally free thing. So even if it's terrible, it was free.
You
didn't have to pay to get in. It should be fine.
Yeah. No.
Whatsoever.
Yeah. No
and
big
you get
deal.
to hear our new singles. Anybody else? Oh, you're waiting on
You sold it. You guys sold it well. We're good.
There might be a sneak surprise in the middle, too.
Okay.
We don't rehearse very well, apparently.
Well, you know what? Nikki and I don't rehearse. This is all off the cuff.
Well, we're excited. We're definitely excited. So grab the details on the event tomorrow. And then, of course, just always stay up on Fireflight information through RadioU.com. We always make sure to get it out to you guys.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you for hanging out with us live from Brazil at Fireflight.
You mean Nashville. Nashville.
Oh, is that? You know what? I know they were talking, but I wasn't listening.
Nashville. That's it.
Yeah. No big deal. So, guys, thanks so much for hanging with us.
Thank you. We love you guys so much.
Guys, love RadioU forever.
Mornings are for coffee and contemplation. Coffee and contemplation.
And the riot. Obviously. Radio U.
Nikki, you may be the best of us.
Or?
Because according to this, well, you're going to be better at being over 55 than we are.
Okay. So something to look forward to.
Granted, it's going to be a while, but when we get there, you're going to be the best.
Why?
Well, according to this, researchers have surveyed over 1,000 dog and cat owners over the age of 55, and here's what they have found. Pet owners get nearly twice as much exercise as people who don't have pets.
Well, I have a fence, though,
So what, you just you don't walk them?
I just let him go. No, I do walk my one dog because he's got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Rolo gets walks.
So how often does he get walks?
Every day or every other day.
Okay.
Longer ones,
You're
yeah.
not on a couple times a day.
No.
The dude across the street from me, he walks his dog like 4 times a day.
He does?
That dog is always going out doing something.
Rolo doesn't even want that.
I don't know how long their walks are, but they walk a lot.
Yeah, no, I just open up the door and he can go out himself.
They also found that pet owners tend to be happier.
Yeah. Oh, I'm happier.
Look at you, how happy you are.
Or we hide it through our pets.
And you are more likely to see yourself as successful.
Really?
Yeah.
Fascinating, because of having pets?
Just to be clear, that doesn't mean you are successful.
But I see myself as that.
You see yourself as successful. And you know what? In a lot of ways, I'd almost rather see myself as successful than actually be successful.
Is that because I can take care of them or I have them?
They said a lot of it comes down to
ownership of them? Who can own?
Right. The ownership of a pet or the relationship you have with your pet.
That's better.
You like that better?
I do.
It releases all these feel-good chemicals, which make you, in the end, feel better about yourself.
That does make sense.
And
dude, when I see my dog Rolo, he's just a little snuggle bug.
Well,
I love that dog.
Think about this.
And my other pets, too.
How happy is your dog to see you?
He's so happy. His tail wags all the time.
He's the only person that's happy to see you.
Yes, that shows it that way.
You have friends and family that may be just as happy to see you, but they're not going to express it like that.
True. I wake up in the morning. He's like, hey, you're awake. Mm-hmm. So good to see you again.
Yeah. I actually was reading a book one time, and one of the things they recommended is they said, hey, if you're in a relationship with somebody, they actually used a dog as an example. They're like, what does the dog do when someone comes home? They get up and go to them immediately.
Yeah, they can't wait.
Their recommendation was if, like, your family members, when they come home, you should get up and immediately go over to them and greet them when they come home, because it creates an intense feeling of welcome that you want your family members to have.
That's good to think about.
I thought that was really interesting.
Recycling paper is like planting a tree. Recycling the riot is like burning down the rainforest.
We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
So we have learned that apparently owning a pet makes you think you're successful. it gets you more exercise. And there was a third thing, which I forgot, which I'd probably remember if I had a pet.
I think it's happier now. That study was involving
people over the age of 55.
But, I mean, it can't be that much of a difference.
Now, Nikki, I see a reflection of you in this man right here. His name is Steve. He used to be, he refers to it as a high-powered job at IBM. That's you. You know what? You're a high-powered executive / DJ / person at RadioU.
Sure.
So, I mean, obviously, you and Steve have a lot in common.
It's a demanding job, and it's taxing on us emotionally and physically.
He has discovered that his time with animals, that these animals he works with are stress sponges.
So has he left his high-powered job, and now where does he work at?
He left his high-powered job, and now he is opening a therapy ranch for city workers. He says, you come out to the ranch and all your stress is going to melt away.
What is the therapy animals?
Donkeys.
Oh, why do we have to pick those things?
He says the donkey.
Donkeys and goats, I don't understand.
He says
Make it
that
a bear thing.
The first time he encountered a donkey was when his daughter was in veterinary school, and he just fell in love with them.
Aww.
Here's some quotes. Donkeys resonate with who I am. They brought out this caring, sensitive person I had pushed to the background while trying to be successful. So
he started this now.
What you need is a donkey. Perfect.
Can't it just be like a baby bear ranch or even like baby cows? I saw this really cute video the other day, and it was a really furry, fluffy baby cow coming over to say hi to somebody. It was adorable.
Well, here's something to think about.
That would melt stress away.
Nikki, maybe you need another animal for you. So, for you, donkey is not really working, but if you got...
But there's something else. If not, can't we just, if we're city workers...
Okay.
Can't we just make sure we have pets, and does that help enough at our house?
I know, but Nikki, I just feel like Steve probably encountered cats and dogs, and it just didn't work for him.
It wasn't enough?
But it was the donkey. And so what I'm saying is, for everybody, maybe it's not that you don't like animals. You just haven't encountered your animal yet.
The right one, like your spirit animal?
You've got it. Well, it doesn't have to be that.
But, like whatever speaks to you.
Yeah. Boy, if the donkey is your spirit animal, it says
you
things.
Picked a good one, didn't you?
It's funny. We use that word for you behind your back.
It's very fitting.
Now we can start using it to your face.
Because it's your animal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I guess, to me, sometimes it's more stressful to feel like, I got to go out for the weekend to the farm.
Mm-hmm.
And
hey, some people like that.
That's an uncomfortable environment for me until I get used to it.
In fact, as I recall, I think somebody used to work here that was like, hey, I want to leave on Thursday nights to go back to the farm.
To go to the farm?
Could I not work on Fridays so I could go?
I like to go to the farm when it's like the pumpkin patch or apple picking. That's the only times I go to a farm.
Hey, don't tell anybody, but I stopped by the farm yesterday and got a fruit pie.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was good.
At first I thought, what is this, a euphemism for? Because you said you stopped by the farm, and you don't normally tell me that.
Wait, stop by the farm. Is this a bathroom thing?
Is this a humor? Because you do that all the time.
I do. No. I really did stop by a farm market and get some fruit pie.
Like the Hostess pies when you go to the gas station?
That's what I got.
Is it the moon pies? Or not moon pies, but...
fry pies.
The fry pies?
That's what... You know what? I feel like that fry pie was just a stress sponge.
Oh, that's your spirit animal right there. They had this chocolate peanut butter one.
They were all out.
It's like...
I ended up with an apple one, which was good, but I went there for the chocolate peanut butter pie.
When I had that, I was just quiet. I was like, what is this? It's amazing.
It's the calm that comes from an Amish fry pie.
That's butter. There has to be butter in there. Or what do they sometimes call it? Like lard?
Shortening.
And it's like, what is that?
Shortening. That's because it shortens your lifespan.
But it tastes so good.
It does.
So maybe we should go to the farm more often.
Let's get a donkey and eat some fry pies.
Don't want to talk to the Riot? We completely understand. Text instead. 877-2-RADIO-U.
If you want to talk about things that I like, I am a fan of the Peanuts gang. And you're like, peanut butter?
Charlie Brown. Well, you do like peanut butter, too.
I do. See,
it all
goes together.
Thing?
What, you think I like Charlie Brown and then somehow managed to like Peanuts? They don't have to be connected.
Your love for both of them, though, is beyond like a normal person's.
It's real.
So what if that is a weird thing?
I don't know. I've got a Charlie Brown mug at my desk right now. It holds my pens.
And you have a jar of peanut butter in the break room.
Well, yeah. May or may not be related. So, a couple of years ago, I went back. I saw the Peanuts cartoons when I was a kid, and then I went back and I read several years of gathered Peanuts cartoons, and they were fantastic.
Were they?
Yeah, I read it was like the early 60s through the mid to late 60s, and it was a lot of reading, but it was a lot of fun to go through and read that stuff. And I like Peanuts stuff. I love it at Christmas.
There's a lot of merchandise for it, guys.
How about this? In Japan, they are celebrating the 50th anniversary of when Peanuts came to Japan. And as a result, they have got a themed hotel that has just opened.
Yeah.
And it is loaded with, like, each room that you go into has Peanuts stuff.
It's done in a artistic, sort of way. That's clever.
I think it looks pretty good.
I think so.
I mean, at the end of the day, they've really just painted the rooms.
It's probably the peel-off things, too. It's a lot of peel-off things.
That could be.
And what are those called when you get them for your...
decals?
Yes, the walls
Wall
and stuff.
decals?
Yeah, that way you're not, damaging the walls when you move out of your dorm.
So that way they can be something else.
The next
hotel
year,
in a couple of weeks.
It's nicely done, I'll say that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. The question I guess it comes down to is, would you pay extra to stay in a Peanuts themed room?
If you liked it, and Japan has themed stuff for rooms. So
that's more of a thing there.
It's
than
more
it is
of a
here.
thing there than we would experience at hotels. Where here, I mean, you'd be like just changing hotels. I made a mistake and booked the wrong hotel.
Excuse me, manager? Someone drew a bunch of Charlie Brown stuff on the wall?
You've had a vandal come in.
Oh, that's supposed to be there? Would you mind telling me why, sir? I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool.
The 6th floor is designed around the theme of love in this. So you have an open sky terrace with landscaping by a botanist who's noted in the Japanese area. So this hotel has a lot of options for everybody.
That's pretty cool. So I think it looks nice. I would go. I don't know that I would pay extra to go. But I don't know if you guys know this. I am a cheapskate when it comes to a lot of things. And the idea of hey, we'll put a Charlie Brown on the wall if you give us an extra $50. I'd be like, you know what? I carry this bag of Charlie Brown stickers.
Sure.
And I'll just put them on the wall myself. How's that?
You can handle it on your own.
Yeah.
So what's the name of the hotel, though? It's in Tokyo, and
guess who didn't take the time to find out what the name of the hotel
that's the
was?
important part. That's what people want to know in case they're going.
Well,
it's in Kobe on August 1st, and 18 guest rooms for Snoopy, Charlie Brown, and all the other characters.
$270 per night. And as Nikki said, that it's good through November. They're going to keep doing it.
Starting August 1st.
You know what? I actually do not have the name of the hotel.
The name on the door says Peanuts Hotel. So
well, there you go.
That's what you do.
Yeah. So congratulations to Charlie Brown for conquering a hotel in Japan.
Good job.
That's pretty cool.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
Wait, stop by the farm. Is this a bathroom thing?